We are continuing our figurative language unit today by talking about one of my all-time favorite kinds of figurative language, hyperbole. It is my favorite thing in all of the world. As a matter of fact, I've used hyperbole already in this video about 1,000,000 times, and I just did it again. Any guesses about what hyperbole is? First of all, I do love this word, and I love when people say hyperbole. I really don't love that. It's not hyperbole, it's hyperbole, at the end. Here's another example of hyperbole on this beginning screen. This bag weighs a ton. I say that most days when I come into the classroom with my school bag. Oh, this bag weighs a ton. Does it really? Let's look. Hyperbole is an extreme exaggeration used to make a point. When I use it, it's also used for emphasis and mostly for humor. Hyperboles are used in speaking and in writing for effect or to make a boring story more interesting. We use a lot of hyperbole when we're telling stories. Some people call that lying. I call it embellishment or hyperbole. Here are some hyperbole examples. I am so hungry I could eat a horse. Could you really? Probably not. But that does tell me you're very hungry. Today, it's 5:40. I'm still at school. I have a million things to do. While that feels true, is it really? Probably not. Some of you went home today and said, oh, I have a ton of homework. You really have 2,000 pounds of homework? I'm going to go with probably not. If I can't buy that new game, I will die. That tells me you really want the new game, but I don't think you'll die. He is as skinny as a toothpick. That would make him his very own bobblehead doll, right? If his body is like a toothpick. So you see that how we use them, you definitely understand what they mean. They're not really true. It's exaggeration. It's hyperbole. This car goes faster than the speed of light. No, it doesn't, but now I know that your car is very fast. Our new house cost $1 bazillion. Well, when you're buying a house, that's totally what it feels like. But does it really cost $1 bazillion? No. Her brain is the size of a pea. Well, first of all, that's not nice. Second of all, it's not true. I mean, unless we're talking about some teeny tiny animal and not a human being, or maybe the brain is the size of a pea. If you're really excited for your birthday and you can't wait for it to get here, you might feel like, oh, my birthday will never come. Yes, it will. Just hang on. As you get older, they come faster and faster. That's not a good thing, by the way. So let's look at the following 4 examples. One of them is not hyperbole. Let's look at A. That was the easiest test in the world. Well, what if somewhere they gave a test that said, what is your name? So was this really the easiest test in the world? That seems like exaggeration. So that is hyperbole, and we're looking for the one that is not. He's the best player of all time. Well, I get that he's a good player. Do you think he's really the best of all time? That'd be hard to say. Football is all he cares about. So he doesn't care about his mama, or he didn't care about his friends. I don't think football's all he cares about. So that's another exaggeration. So hopefully this last one is not hyperbole, because I believe these 3 are. I got an A on my test yesterday. Okay. That's something that could happen, right? So I believe that A is not an example of hyperbole. It's just a fact. I think I said A. I pointed to D. I meant D. D is not an example of hyperbole. How about this one? Carrie never stops talking. Well, Carrie sleeps, right? So I bet she stops talking then, or while she's eating, like mid-chew, or when she's swimming in underwater. So I don't think we can say she never stops talking. Her smile is a mile wide. That was a big face she has. Definitely exaggeration, right? Her eyes are a pretty shade of green. Well, no, that's possible. So that's not hyperbole. My stomach is a bottomless pit. think Mr. Rick would say, yes, your stomach definitely has, it's not bottomless. It definitely has a form. So the only thing on here that is not an example of hyperbole is C. Her eyes are a pretty shade of green. That's an opinion, but it's also something that can be true. If it said her eyes are the prettiest in all of the world, then we would have to go with hyperbole. So now it's your turn. Today you have a hyperbole quizzes to help you practice identifying hyperbole. It's going to give you examples and you have to say, yes, this is hyperbole, or no, it isn't hyperbole. And there may be one question that asks you what a hyperbole is, and you know now that that's extreme exaggeration. The quizzes is really short and it's pretty simple. I think there may be 15 questions. So don't put it off. Try to do it today because quizzes for me are open for 1 week, but I want you to do it until you get at least a 90. Make an A on it because you can do it over and over again. And if you just do it now, and then it's gone. It's off your list of things to worry about. Do not take it once and be happy with a poor grade. It doesn't make sense. You don't get choices or chances to redo things, bell ringers or other assignments. This one is one you can control. So get the good grade. Okay. All right. Go click on your quizzes and show me what you've learned today.